Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to another episode of This Is My Opinion. I'm your host, as always, Kayo. How are you? Today, we're gonna do a little bit different because I finally watched a series. I finished to watch a series. I started to watch after it's already done, every single episode, but I stopped in the middle because I watched an episode so bad that I needed like a breather. And I finished watching the series with an episode so good that I get upset because I didn't watch it earlier. And the series that we're going to talk about today is Secret Level. Secret Level. What is the Secret Level? Secret Level is an Amazon Prime anthology series. They basically took a couple of video games and create a story in universe about that video game itself. Not necessarily is lore for the video game, but a story in their universe. So what we're gonna do today, I want you to make a tier list out of the episodes. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the episode. I'm gonna try to not give spoilers for the episode itself, and I'm gonna rank it from S to D. It's just a couple of episodes. I think you should watch it, especially the episodes that I'm gonna to say it. And that is a very surprising series. I'm just gonna get that out of the gate because I went there knowing that was related to video games, but I didn't know how. And that was very surprising for me. And it started really, really good. With the first episode is about Dungeons and Dragons. The people who knows me knows that I love D&D. I love Baldur's Gate, and I played it with my friends, the 5th edition. I didn't play it before because D&D is not a very big culture in Brazil. It's way bigger in the US, but in Brazil it's very expensive and very limited for my understanding. I could be completely wrong, and my city could be an exception. But again, this story is very good. When I watch it, all those episodes, I didn't look through the name of the episode when I was watching because I was trying to figure it out which game it was it. And you can clearly see a D&D campaign on the game straight out of the bed. I think it's a A because you can see how D&D could be funny, can be unpredictable, can you can clearly see the classes and how powerful they can get and how minuscule you are in comparison to the world. I really like the dynamic of that. And again, after that, you go to a Sifu episode. I played it, Sifu. I finished it. I like it because it's a kung fu, and I really like kung fu story and a story about redemption and about growing and getting there. I think that secret level episode they are basically one stage of Sifu ish, one map of Sifu. I love the map. I think it's one of the most known maps of Sifu. I think is the level about like the disco deck. The again great level. Been a month or two since I watched it. I can still remember the lesson and the essence of Sifu being really good implemented on the story. The idea of death and reborn. And again, is a kung fu. I'm a sucker for kung fu. We go to our third episode. I didn't play the New World. I know that is an Amazon game, but for the episode, I think it's a high C or low B because the episode itself they're trying to be funny, but they're not. And the episode itself shows how grinding the game really is. because they tried to make a joke about like this character being like a king, and every single time they try to defy the new king of this island that they come, they basically die and then reborn and try it again, hence and repeat. It's a very repetitive episode. They try to make jokes around it, but not real good. Unreal Tournament, in comparison with D&D and Sifu, this episode was good. The problem with it, I didn't play the game, but the mechanic about like the AI fighting against humans and is a championship is very fun. And again, all of these episodes are very small. It's smaller uh, than an anime episode, and I really think it's a good because you have different tastes and you have different ways to see it. Since I didn't know this game before, Unreal Tournament, it didn't click it to me. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I have fun. That is my thing. The next episode was the Warhammer game. If I knew Warhammer, I would probably go in high A or S. Since I don't know Warhammer, I'm going to place it under here. Because the problem with this episode was epic. That is the best way that I can describe it. But even though it was epic, was slow. Being a slow episode on a series, they wanted to adventure, funny adventure, and hype adventure, and then you have a break with Warhammer. I don't think that the episode was well placed. They should have been like after Pac-Man maybe, but I think that thing lower a little bit. It's nice to see. It's a nice graphic. It's a nice context for Warhammer World, I guess, because you see the power of the enemies. You see the power armor. You see the gore, the visceral episode of things. And then you go to Pac-Man. That was a very bold move from Konami because they released this episode before the announce of the game that the game of the episode was referenced on. And again, it was a cool episode of eat or be eaten, but I don't think too much. I really didn't like the concept of a new Pac-Man being that a Metroidvania status that you fight and you hands and repeat. The ending was very enigmatic. It made me curious about playing the game. I play the game? No, I will. Probably not. But again, it wasn't a bad episode. The problem was with this one, Crossfire. It was a generic episode. It was just an episode that I don't. It's just like a war zone episode. It was basically pew pew and pew pew. I didn't know much about it. We have our Armored Core. Amazing episode of our Armored Core. They bring the spirit of our Armored Core, the spirit of battles and giant robots, and the biggest thing they can do. And it was very fun. Me like big robots. And we go to the Outer Worlds. I also for Armored Core, I also play Armored Core, so I think that's very fitting for Outer Worlds. I play Outer Worlds, and for me, another perfect way to capture the story. I think that is like a lower A. I think Armored Core is. They have Keanu Reeves. I'm just gonna give a little bit for Keanu Reeves, and why Outer Worlds is good because the Outer Worlds was funny, it was fast, it was well balanced. In the end, I was caring about the main character, and I was really sad the way that the episode end. And is a perfect recreation of Outer Worlds, so that's why I think it's very fitting. Now Unfortunately, you have Mega Man. Mega Man is a little bit better than Crossfire, but it was not good. As you can see, S for me, I believe it's just one, so it's rule them all. If you want to watch a good story, you should watch an S title. My A's are very close to S, but my S title is just the way they talk about some topics and how they talk about some topics. That is very, very interesting to me. So that's why I give them an S, because more than an episode was like a philosophy. Let's continue. Why I don't like Mega Man. The details in the animation was great. It was perfect. I was getting hyped. And the animation ended. That animation is basically the shortest one of them, and is basically the birth of Mega Man. It's like a prequel for the first game. When the game was starting, the episode ended. And that sucks because I wanted to see more. So that's why I'm ranking too low, because they didn't show anything. They show it as such a good animation. It makes me desire the Mega Man series with that care. That's why it's so sad that you didn't have anything. The next episode is this one. This one is about the. I didn't play that game, Exodus, but it's about like a daughter trying to find a father trying to find a daughter, and you have the difference in times, and it's a very. Oh, let me fix this. I think this one should be here. Uh, because I like funny stuff. And this one it was basically a AI revolution, and this one I didn't get the much yeah, I think that's why it's fine. It's fine. For the next one, Exodus. It wasn't disappointing as Crossfire, generic. It wasn't lacklusting like Mega Man. It wasn't good as Pac-Man. So I think I should put it here. Because again, I didn't play the game. I don't know how the game reflected to the thing. It was just super slow, and it was a beautiful message of a father or a daughter trying to find each other, and how you never should give up, and maybe how the future is going to work, like the time variance between spaces. After that, you have a very odd episode with Spelunk. Spelunk, I played it the first one. It was a fun game. I think Spelunk is a little bit worse than Pac-Man. I think they put it. I know that Spelunk 2, the protagonist is a girl. That's fine. But this character was basically, I think, was the UI. But fine. And then we're going through the episode that doesn't make sense. Welcome to Concord. Concord is a PlayStation game. It fails miserably. Why I'm putting on D tier? Because they really reflected what Concord is. It's a man hating game. So the same thing. Oh, it's not just man hating. Sorry, it's white man hating game. And since I'm white and I'm being hated by this episode, I don't like it, because the only white character in the whole episode is an asshole that dies because he's stupid. This episode, I'm gonna give a little bit more spoiler because I think you shouldn't watch. The first part of the episode the heist of the captain, it was a very fun episode. I was surprised because the characters are funny, the strategic was nice, the idea of their failing their mission and the captain dying, it was yeah, that was a little bit funny. And then you have like your cocky pilot that is basically heated, and you say, "Oh, you're gonna abandon it?" And says, "No, the ramp is just low." And then everybody came up to the ship. I was having fun because all the characters was flesh out. The problem comes after, because after they escape it, they notice that the captain was on board, and the captain was on board, and the the mission was a succeed, and they get a map, and that map is gonna give them the whole space of universe, like the whole universe to explore. Because on the Concord lore, I guess the trade map system was a very important thing to have. Don't know, didn't play Concord, never will because they're cancelled. After that, uh, they are stopped by the guard. So instead of having like a nice moment of the new captain, oh, okay, oh, I forgot about the thing. The old captain that was rescued was being an asshole for the new captain, basically saying, "Oh, who are you?" And that's fine. That's interesting. That is the dynamic because oh, you were a captain and now you're not a captain anymore. So now you're gonna be a pilot. Oh, that could be a nice engagement. But after that, it was basically they were cornered, and the white man give up. Just say, "Oh, it's impossible. Oh, I'm freaking out." Okay, that's fine. That's character growth. A little bit weird. He was literally the only one who freak out and give up, but fine. After that, uh, they were stuck, and the white guy that is evil decided to lower the gravity on the ship and make everyone pass out. Everyone passing out, he was talking with the other ship, like the policeman, police, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna give up the captain. Just give me the credits, and we'll be fine." And the he's an asshole. Fine. The problem is why he didn't do when every single person was knocked out. He could easily talk to every, put in a talk to the guy, put in the captain, the fugitive, on through the thing, and then that's it. But no, he waited for everybody to wake up. He unleashes a friend of the captain that was basically saying, "Oh yes, I'm gonna help you." So he basically was working with them for I don't know how long, but should be at least a year or so. So they have trust in each other, and they basically betray their new captain in favor of the old one. But the guy could just knock them out again with the fucking pressure gravity thing and just throw the woman out of the window and say, "Yeah, guys, I needed to save you guys," and blah, blah, blah. They probably have a conflict and kick him out. But that way, the Chinese man just cut the rope. The guy was killed. And the big black woman was the hero of the story. He was the dominant captain. I'm not saying that woman cannot be a very good captain. I'm just saying that if a woman and a man fight, a woman would never, not gonna say never, most likely is gonna lose. Basically, the DUI garbage as the Concord game. That's why the Concord was canceled. But for me, what I did the first time that I watched it until Spelunk, then skip it to the last episode because I didn't know Honor of Kings and I didn't want to watch Concord. That is the PlayStation. So the PlayStation episode is of course bad because they DUI again. They instead of giving representation and being a homage for all the fans, they trying to cater the main character as a dark woman. If it were a dark man, I would be completely fine. It's not about the color of the skin, it's about what she does. She is a biker that does crazy, impossible shit that a woman usually cannot do. I'm not gonna be. I'm just gonna. The episodes are not bad. Let me phrase that again. Those episodes, Concord and this one, are not bad episodes. I'm just putting down to the D because I don't want to support DUI. I don't want to support men hating. I don't want to support white hating. And I think that it was a completely waste of opportunity because you have such a big variety of things that PlayStation could have done on that episode. It was a nice episode. It was a nice homage to PlayStation games, new games, and old games as well. But they had to put a black girl doing all of the stuff. What is the representation in a graph of how many are black girl players, PlayStation players? I could be completely wrong, and then if I am, I'm sorry, but I don't think the majority of the gamers in the PlayStation system is black girls. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I hate blacks. I'm not saying that I hate girls. I'm just saying that I hate this agenda that was passing on through this episode. And the best and surprisingly episode it was this one. Because what I did was I watched this one and I get cold feet and never watched it again. After that, I watched the Concord one and then I finished the series with Honor of Kings. I don't know this game. I just know. After that, I just have like a quick research, and it's basically like a mobile League of Legends. But again, why do I like this episode so much? Because this episode, it is a perfect balance of action. They don't have much action; they have like more talking, but I can see the action, and they are basically talking about destiny and predictability and how you're gonna play your move and if you're gonna play your move and what is to blame or is the things destiny is real or not. And I really like this concept. That's why the animation was gorgeous. It is, I think, is a Chinese game, so that makes sense. And I think that is a very, very good episode. I could change this episode to Dungeons and Dragons because Dungeons and Dragons was very fun. I really liked the Sifu full lesson. For me, The Outer Worlds was a good episode throughout every single thing. I love the beats of the cuts and the animation. Keanu Reeves are in this one. Again, the series is majority a good series. So in the end, I will give this series an 8 out of 10 for whoever are watching and taking notes of my scores. So I really think you should watch it. And if you want to have just raw fun, you can watch B tiered up. If you just want to watch like one episode for you to start your creative thinking, like philosophy, just thinking, am I real? My choices are really mine, or this is just like a preset? I am just a flash machine or not? And I think the last episode, Honor of Kings, The Way of All Things, is a very nice episode. And that is it for today. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Bye bye.